Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Birushana, just continuing Benkei's route in Chapter 10, so closer to our ending, but probably not getting it today. Anyway, right, and we just had that touching moment while trying to wash off Tomomori. It makes me sad, because I love him so much, but kind of absolutely understand, because he's extremely creepy in this route. And then just that beautiful moment with Benkei. Oh. Anyway. My lord, have you fallen asleep? I wonder what she was about to say. And why did she hug me back? Twice right now. And just what is the meaning of this? I looked everywhere. Is she asleep? Lord Kakunichi, yes, she is asleep. She seems to be exhausted. Remnants of tears. Her long eyelashes are still wet. Seeing her like this hurts so badly. Aww, poor Benkei. Aww. He's such a sweet dumb oaf, isn't he? I'd never seen her like that before. She's always so brave, but in that moment, she seemed on the brink of total collapse. Her kimono was wet. Did she go into the river? Just what the hell happened to Shinao? I can't get Kakunichi's voice right, because I don't remember his voice at all. Every time we play, I forget his voice, but whatever. Something really scared her, I guess. So something did happen with the Enkei after all. No matter how strong she is, she's still so young. What? The person I held just now in the river, she wasn't just a warrior or an heir to the Genji name. She was also a wounded young girl. And then the fact she's so young, she's a young girl. Then why are you gonna just stop it? Don't bring up the age difference. I mean, we are a young girl. We're 16, 15 or 16, whatever. I'm going with 16. So, like, you know, true, but also still awkward. How tragic this situation is. I thought I clicked it, but I guess not. Maybe, is he, like, talking into me? I thought I knew, but I didn't. No matter how brilliant her soul is, no matter how kind and strong she is, she's still only human after all. Aw, that's nice of you, since we think we're a monster. She shouldn't have to bear this fate, this burden, but she does, and she does it so well. That's right, too much for any one person to bear, but I always told her she could make it through. Being a child of Genji, being hidden up here in the mountains of Kurama, being forced to live as a man, a truly difficult fate. I have to protect her from now on. Not just her body, but her heart, too. Oh, I'm sure you will, sweet cheeks. I pray that she'll never be hurt by anyone again. I will protect her. I will! Some time had passed since then. I was still living on Kurama, though my body had completely healed. Ha! Ugh! Very good, sir, but now it's my turn to attack. Come on, then. Ha! Sometimes, I mean, they're fighting, but ha! Hoo! Ha! It's just, I don't know. It's just so awkwardly funny sometimes. Not yet. Still not strong enough yet. The experience of being captured by Tomomori and Shigehira remained a terribly painful memory. I'll never be defeated by those two again, and I will never let myself be consumed by that power again either. I have to get stronger and stronger. I won't ever lose control again. Even though the Enkei had fled from the capital, I knew I could never be too careful. Tomomori wouldn't give up that easily. He'll give up when he's dead, girl. So, like, don't kill him though, please. Recently, I've been spending a lot of time training with Benkei. Enkei tilted his head in confusion as I lowered my sword.
What is it, my lord?
I'm sorry. I feel like I'll never beat those two at this rate. I know that if I continue to train, my skill will improve. But when I faced him, Shigehira's power was inhuman. Tomomori was the same. It always felt like he was just toying with me when we fought. These two are capable of terrible things. I just don't think I'll be able to win if I keep training like this. I think I need to use something more.
By something more, you mean...
The power that I used at Fuji River.
But my lord, it's dangerous!
He ain't wrong. No, I haven't forgotten how I hurt you. How could I forget? Remembering the sight of Benkei stained with Remembering the sight of Benkei stained with blood made me want to disappear with guilt and self-loathing. I want to just be a normal person. I don't want to use that power, but I also never want to be helpless again. Oh, helpless against those two either. I don't want them messing with me or getting in my head like that again either.
My lord...
That's why I want to learn to control that power. I don't want to lose control again, ever. Not to them, and not to this power. Benkei, you think you can help me to learn how to use that power? Benkei stared at me with a difficult look on his face. I know it won't be easy. I know it'll be a burden to you. But still, you're the only person I can ask to help me with something like this. He's...
I understand. If you're so determined, then I will help you.
Thank you, Benkei. Thus, we began training so I could learn to use my power. I guess I need to remember what it felt like to have that power first.
Right. The change will always happen when someone else... Always happened when someone else was in grave danger.
Right. Okay. Remember that feeling. I closed my eyes and focused my attention. I envisioned the Heikei soldiers at Fuji River. And then I saw the faces of those wicked brothers who planned to use me as they pleased. Faces of those who hurt others. The ones who tried to take advantage of me. I want to beat them. I want to kill them. I hate them! Ooh. Not a Benkei CG, but still a CG.
My lord!
It's okay. It's alright. Yes, this is what it feels like. Strength welled up from deep within my body. No one can beat me now. Can take down anyone now. At the same time, an intense hatred burned inside my heart. I overflowed with a violent urge to erase all those who stood before me. I felt myself teetering on the edge, leaning over the cliff, staring into madness, only to pull myself back before peering down again.
No! I can't control it! Keep a strong heart, my lord. You must not lose yourself.
Benkei!
Don't worry, my lord. I'm here.
Benkei placed his hand over my clenched fist. His voice quietly caressed the feelings of hatred that raged inside me.
Do not feed on hatred or anger. They are impermanent, ever-changing, and will break you. Do not be trapped by them.
Benkei,
Stay calm, close your eyes, and breathe. Calm your mind, sharpen it. Tell your inner self to let go of your anger.
I obeyed his voice and closed my eyes. Calm your mind, I told myself. Go of my anger. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly count your breaths. After doing so for a while, I began to feel a strange sensation. The raging emotions seemed like they were about to overflow, but somehow I managed to control and contain them.
Yes, good. That's good. And please remember, at that time, it was not hatred alone that drove you. Hatred is only a trigger to unleash that power. What is it that you truly wanted at that time?
I have to sneeze. I'm sorry, that was building up for a while. I was like, I gotta sneeze, thinking it was gonna come out right away, and it was like, and then it came out.
Look within your own heart, my lord. I'm sure that's where the answer lies.
At that time, I wanted to defeat my enemy. That was true. But what I really wished for was more than that. What I really wanted was to protect you. To protect everyone. Instantly, it was as though something cool and calm was dropped onto my raging heart.
Yes, that's the truth, isn't it? My lord, you're not the type to want to kill. You hate your enemies because you fear the harm they'll do to the people you care about. You must not misjudge what your heart truly desires.
Enkei. Yes, Enkei is right. I don't want to use this power to kill. I want to save the people I care about. I want the power to protect myself, to protect my friends. Woo! Look at us! Demon Dragon Lady! I felt my vision clear up at once. My mind, which had been on the verge of rampage, was slowly coming back to reason. My awareness becomes clearer, but the power that came to me was intact. Okay.
You look as though you've retained your true self.
Yes, I'm still me. I've kept my powers and I've kept my sanity. All that's left to do is try it out. What do you say, Benkei? You up for another round? It's okay. I'm sure I'm still me. I won't lose control.
Very well, then here we go!
I can see his next move so clearly. It's like Benkei is moving a few steps slower than normal.
Yeah!
Ha!
This speed, it's just like that time at Fuji River.
Right, but I'm still me. I can fight. I'm able to use my power without losing my head. Okay, this is like... so, like, in the last part, it was like, it's nice that she's got, like, instead of being like, oh, wow, Tomomori tried to accost me, and, nah, I'm fine with it, and then you get over it 2 seconds later, like, she had that, like, being traumatized, and, like, I need to cleanse myself, and, like, you know, an actual decent reaction, you know? And then it's sometime later, so you're like, okay, so we'll just, that's the glossing over it. But that's the, we know that she was dealing with shit, so now she's fighting and working through that over the sometime later thing. Which could be 2 days, it could be 2 weeks, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So cool. Alright, and obviously, like we said in the last part, you can't sit there and spend the entire game, especially this close to the end. That's not what the point, you know what I mean? But they at least gave you, here's a decent human reaction. So you know that she's having this issue, and then you know it'll go away, but like, okay, at least we didn't gloss over it. Like, oh yeah, Tomomori just basically tried to sexually assault you, but it's cool, whatevs. Anyway, so moving on, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't really focus on it, but you know what I mean? They at least show that there is something there that bothered her, and she's not just like, well, that just happened, sure. Anyway, like, you've just found a penny on the sidewalk, you know what I mean? But this is where it's funny. It's like, I'm going to try to control my power. Oh, look, I did it! What the fuck? I mean, I know we don't have time to, like, work on the control thing, but, like, this is the most unrealistic thing ever. We're playing a game where she has magical demon powers or what the fuck ever, and I'm like, this is unrealistic. But it's the like, alright, I want to try to control it. I'm getting angry. You can do it. You're right, I can. Alright, awesome. Totally controlled it. Just instantly. Seriously? Oh my god. I mean, I guess there was really no other way, because otherwise we would have rampaged, probably killed Benkei, and then been like, huh, yeah. So, there wasn't really any other way this was going to work out, but it just still seems a little cheesy, you know what I mean? I still love the game, don't get me wrong, but it's one of those like, I mean, okay, sure, she's so magical, she's so magical, she magically, duh! She just magically controls her magic abilities instantaneously when she tries. Not even a struggle. I mean, for God's sakes, it took Harry Potter a couple fucking lessons to figure out how to get his Patronus going, I'm just saying. Okay, it wasn't instant. Was it like one lesson? Basically, okay. Anyway.
And how about this? Kia! I yield. You win. Damn right I do. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm pretty out of breath. As soon as the exercise was over, the strength drained from my entire body.
My lord.
I'm fine. A little tired, that's all. Anyway, what do you think? I was still me, and yet I was able to fight. Harder. I mean, she was still able to fight before you unleashed powers, so that's a weird sentence, but okay.
Yes, and the power in your strikes and your speed was the same as it was then, but you remained composed. You were able to stop yourself after I surrendered, and you didn't injure me. That's proof you can control this power.
And that I was able to hear you clearly. Last time the rage took over, I couldn't even hear you when you told me to stop. I mean, like, I kind of feel like it would have been maybe a little bit better, or like, I'm starting to fall, and then you're like, I don't think I'm going to be able to get control, and like, before she gets to unleashing the power, she has to pull herself back, like, I don't think I can do it. Like, where you're going a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're like, I tried a couple of times, and then we did this, but this is like, let's just try, and then magically you're perfect at it. I mean, I guess some people are good at shit when they try. I wouldn't know what that's like, no matter what I try, I suck at it forever, so like, I guess I'm just jealous. I tried this once and I'm awesome at it. Fuck you! God damn, y'all suck! Seriously, I suck at everything, so, whatever. There are people that are good at, like, I've never baked before. Look at this goddamn amazing fucking dessert that I made. Like, what? I'm like, how? Maybe I really can control this power after all. I mean, indeed. But still, I'd like to continue to do my current training. Is that alright with you, Benkei?
Of course. I'd be glad to keep you company. Look at him looking at us with those endearing eyes. You stop it. Stop it. After that, we experimented with my powers and continued to train together. If I can control myself, I can beat them. Believing this to be the case, Benkei patiently accompanied me as I devoted myself fiercely to my training. Phew. I feel like I've been able to use my powers a lot more proficiently than before. Indeed. I can't foresee you losing control like you did before. Although if you did, and Tomomori and Shigehiro were in front of you, cool beans. I'm just saying. I love Tomomori and I don't want him to die, but like, you know, a man needs to learn to give up. For now. Alright? It's all thanks to your help. Now I'm sure we can beat those terrible brothers. Well, I think that's enough training for today. Why don't we call it a day and get some rest? Really? I feel fine, but I didn't want to push Benkei too hard. Okay, let's call it a day. Very good. For some reason, Benkei smiled in relief. We decided to sit down and chat about the situation in Kyoto. I was spending most of my time at Kurama, but Benkei often went down to the city of Kyoto to run errands for us. He said he'd let me know if anything unusual was happening, but he rarely talked about the situation in the capital. Yeah, but okay, so what happened in Noritsune's route was basically our cousin was a douche and was being an asshole and treating everyone like shit, and I can't imagine Benkei would hide that from us, but... I had heard that with the arrival of Yoshinaka Minamoto and his men, the city officially changed hands from Heikei to Genji. See, so he's still there, so I can't imagine it's going just as well. But, to be fair, when we saw him acting like a twat, it was like he came into the city, was burning everything to drive the Heikei out, and then was treating everyone like shit. We don't know that he would have done, like, you know what I mean? Would he have stayed a douche weasel? Was that just, like, power trip at the time? I'm assuming he would have stayed like a douche weasel, because, you know, that was his whole character arc, right? Like, oh, I'm your cool cousin, I'm gonna kill fucking everyone! Like, I mean, he's, like, kind of an asshole, so... I'd also heard that Emperor Go Shirakawa, who was under house arrest by the Heikei, also managed to escape in the confusion. It's hard to believe, but the Heike really are gone, aren't they? I mean, technically, isn't Antoku still the emperor, so... Not really. For as long as I can remember, the Heike had always ruled Kyoto with an iron fist. Never did I think they would fall so quickly. They're not really! If they have the emperor, and then they have all those treasures, right? Doesn't that... They still technically have all the power, right? I mean, I'm just saying. But finally, the Heike had been defeated and the Genji had been restored to Kyoto. When I thought about it, I felt deeply moved. Have you noticed any unusual activity in town? Any sudden problems? How are supplies holding up?
No, nothing really comes to mind.
I see. That's good to know. I'm glad the situation's settled down there. Until now, the people have had to suffer under the tyranny of the Heike. Hi, why you peeping at me? You could just simmer down and play with Little Bird. Alex is downstairs peeping and shrieking at me. Yeah, oh, yes. It's a good thing the Genji came after all. It was also my brother's desire to liberate Kyoto from the Heike. Sir Yoshinaka beat him to it, but as long as the people can live in peace, I don't see a problem. My wish was for this world to be at peace. I don't care who controls Kyoto. Wow, I can't read. As long as they're just and care for their people. Well, Yoshinaka's not like that, so. The Heike, who have been tormenting the people for ages, have finally left. From now on, the Genji would protect the capital. Well, now, Kyoto will be a much better place to live than before. I mean, is it really, though? Just saying. We know from Noritsune's route, I'm just kind of questioning this.
By the way, my lord, is there anything you need? I'd be happy to get it for you from the capital.
I'm fine. Lord Kakunichi's been taking good care of me. Reading books, chanting sutras, training with a sword. It's the same as it was before I left Kyoto. I used to feel cramped living up here, but now that the Heike are gone, I feel totally at peace.
I see. I'm very glad to hear that. You've been through a great deal up till now.
Yeah, but it ain't over yet. Because, this is only chapter 10. We gotta have, one last conflict before we roll up into the happy ending, right? It's true.
What do you think? Why not just stay here? There's no need to go back to Yoritomo's army, is there?
What?
Originally, you had to leave Kurama because you were spotted by the Heike, but the threat of the Heike's gone now. Why not leave the war behind and return to your peaceful life at Mount Kurama? What reason is there for you to fight anymore, my lord?
Benkei's like, just stay here and don't fight, and then you won't have to whip out the demon powers. Good, because he's worried. He's like, I mean, you can control them, but, can you? Tomomori and Shigehiro have had their whole entire lives to practice controlling their demon powers. You just did it, 2 days ago. So, I mean, sure. 2 out of 2 times, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but it ain't good either. You know what I mean? If the 3rd time you go to whip out your powers, you lose control. You know what I'm saying? And he's probably also thinking, even if you can control your powers, you could still get hurt, and he's trying to protect you. And, hi, you just thinking, yeah, I can control my powers, and then you run into Tomomori and Shigehiro, and it's either going to be, fine, or you lose control of rampage and murder everybody. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's concerned slightly. And then be then you're going to be unhappy about it. Because, you didn't want to do that. You mean because the world is at peace? I suppose that is true, but I'd never thought of that. He had a point. I was taken aback by his sudden suggestion. It was certainly something to think about. The oath I swore in Hiraizumi was not for the restoration of the Genji, but rather to aid the suffering people of the world. And I mean, Noritsune's route, we had the final battle, basically, but that doesn't necessarily mean we'll be part of the final battle in Benkei's route. You know what I mean? Because that whole point was me and Noritsune, we're going to fight now, and then we're going to pretend we drowned and run away together. Nice, actually. The world's at peace. Perhaps there was no reason for me to fight after all. Yet, could I really do that? Sensing my confusion and inability to reply, Benkei smiled and stood up.
You fought well, my lord.
But perhaps you don't have to fight anymore. Please, at least consider it.
Enkei, where are you going?
I have some business to attend to in town, so I'm going to head back to Kyoto.
I've been going back and forth from here to Kyoto a lot recently. Just remember, I'm here to help if you need me.
No, it's just a personal matter. It's nothing to trouble you, my lord. Please rest at ease.
Well, alright.
But please, sir, don't overdo it while I'm gone. You still aren't fully recovered yet.
I still like the fact that even though he knows I'm a girl, and every once in a while, like when he's talking to Kakunichi, they throw she around, right? Because, like, they both know, and they're like, whatevs. We'll use your correct pronouns here. But then, like, here he's like, sir, my lord, and it's like, I love that. I don't know. Yeah.
Don't call me ma'am, call me sir. Aye, sir. Hey, yeah. You know, I don't wear a top hat and a monocle for no reason.
I have a monocle, but it's hard to keep on my face. Because, like, you know, you're gonna, like... It's got the bridge on the... I need the piece that goes over your ear, and then, like... Because otherwise, it doesn't sit right, you know? They just kind of fall off, you know? They're heavy, man. Although, what are they technically called when they don't have... They're just... The nose piece is, like, not really a monocle. It's a type, but it's something else. I forgot what it's called. I know what the word looks like, but I can't pronounce it. But anyway, still. Point being, monocles are cool, top hats, and I will twirl my evil mustache in my head. Oh, I just like being called Sarah. Right, stop it. Although, yet, if I was going to the store or something and someone's like, okay, sure, sir, I'd be like, what the fuck? So I like it in this game. Yes, this is really where I'm going. I know. I promise. I'll be careful. Or the fact that we're alone, so he doesn't have to call us sir, but yet he is still, because, you know, he works for us, so.
Good. Well then.
Enkei bowed and headed toward the trail that led down the mountain.
Where are you hiding, Benkei?
Night. I laid down in the quiet room and sighed. The words that Benkei had said to me earlier continued to run through my head. To live peacefully here at Kurama. I used to think that such a thing couldn't happen, but now with the threat of the Heikei gone, maybe it was possible. To live here as we did in the past, under Lord Kakunichi, with Shungen and Benkei. To live away from the war without the Genji name, live a quiet life. And with the Heikei gone, I won't have to pretend to be a boy any longer, will I? My heart leapt with joy. To rid myself of that lie, my heart filled with anticipation at the thought of it. It's kind of interesting, because at least in Noritsune's route, everybody thought we were dead, and then we just, like, went off on our own with Noritsune. Although Tombamori and Shigehira kind of knew that we weren't dead, but none of our other friends did. They all kind of thought we were dead. I mean, not that our brother gives a shit, because, like, he doesn't seem to give any fucks whatsoever about us. At all. It's going to be fun getting his route, because you know it's going to be totally different. I mean, obviously, we're going to have sex with a man, so obviously he cares. But I'm just saying, up until that, he's just like, yeah, whatever. But, like, that's going to be his whole route. Like, he's going to be like, yeah, God, whatever. Ugh, you. Like, we mean nothing, and then all of a sudden there's just a burning passion. You know? You can see it happening. But, like, in this, so it's like, we're not going to just disappear with Benkei. Like, Shungen will still be around. Which is nice for him, I guess. Like, you won't have to think we died. Tadanobu and Suganobu, they won't think we're dead either. Like, it's kind of nice, actually. Okay. You know. Anyway. If I could live however I wanted, how would I live? I closed my eyes and let my imagination run wild with the possibilities. I thought of throwing away this mask I'd been forced to wear and thought of living as a normal woman. And if I did that, I could have a family. I was somewhat surprised that such a thought had come to me. Up till now, I've always been forced to live as something I'm not. And in that way, family was always out of the question. But I don't have to think that way anymore. I can have those hopes and dreams, just like everyone else. See, this I don't mind. Like, look, I don't like it when games throw in, like, I want to have babies! Fuck that shit, okay? Not all of us want to have babies. But in this, I don't necessarily mind. Just don't make me have babies. I don't want to see that. But just her wanting a family or thinking about family, because family can be anything. We have a family right now. It's a found family, right? But, you know, when she's thinking about, I could just
live my life as a woman and have a family. She's thinking about get married, have kids. But I don't necessarily, in a way, mind it because she's always been, first of all, it's ye olde times where it was basically like you get married, you have kids. That's just what you did. You didn't have really much choice. You know what I mean? You still kind of, like, now people still look at you weird when you're like, no, I don't want kids. What? What is wrong with you, you freak? Not everybody likes kids. Thanks. Hi. It's okay. Simmer down. But in ye olde times, you got married, you had kids. Like, plus, she's been living as a man, living this whole other life. Like, oh, okay, so what normal women, which she sees other women having out there and around, oh, I'm never going to have that. Oh, okay. You're told that one thing is normal, but you're not, quote unquote, normal. You're thrown in this other box. And now the possibilities there is like, wait, so so I can have what every other woman has. You know what I mean? It does seem weird when you think about it that way. She's like, oh, good, I could get married and have babies. What the fuck? But if that's what you always thought, I mean, it's weird because, like, the thing is you don't have to do what everyone else does, and what's quote-unquote normal in this case is women get married and have families, right? So do men, whatever. Women don't go off and fight wars, and she's going off and fighting war, and it's like, quote-unquote normal is stupid. You don't have to do what's normal. You know what I mean? But at the same time, really weird. It's a very weird place to be in because it's normal for people to want kids. It should be normal for people to want whatever the fuck they want, whether you want kids or not. You know what I mean? Like, just because the standard quote-unquote average is people have kids doesn't mean everybody has to fit into that little box. But for the time period and for the concept of this game, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with her wanting what she sees everybody else standardly having because, honestly, it's not like she's sitting there looking going, well, some women have careers and some women get married and have careers and some women get married but they're stay-at-home moms and then like there's all these different variations like we have now. Back then it was basically like, do I settle down and get married or am I a hooker? Like, I mean, I'm sure there was slightly more than that, but I mean, you know what? There wasn't a lot of options and she didn't have any options. You know what I mean? Before it was like, no, you're a man. Shh. Shut up. And then she's watching, now I'm a woman though, and I'm watching all these women do all these things and thinking I can never have what any other woman has because I gotta pretend I'm a man the whole time. And I can't have a family because I'm not gonna like, hey, yeah, hi, Susan. By the way, I can't actually pray we can't get married because I'm actually a woman. You know what I mean? You can't even pretend you're a man and have a life that a man would have because, you know what I mean? Like, oh, hi, I'm actually a woman. This is not even like transgender kind of issues here. This is straight up just like, she's a drag king, okay? Like, at the moment. And nobody, that's not like, she's like, what, the one in a bazillion people that are dressing like this in the time period? So, no, it's just like, actually, now this is opening a door like, well, wait. I could pretend to be a man for the rest of my life, which, okay, but like, no, I don't want that. I want to just get married, have a family, and do what I see other quote-unquote average women doing, which I never thought was a possibility, and now it's a possibility. Not to say that she's going to I'm sure she's going to choose it, because, hi, in every single one of these games, women are always, like, led by their uterus. I mean, we are playing a romance game, so it's not like, you be independent! I don't want the single independent woman route. You know, Kakuoki, all my friends are dead. Fuck that bullshit. I want the, like, this is my love interest, yay! But I don't want the babies that you just assume come with it. But I'm okay with her, like, thinking about it, because, again, she's been basically her whole entire life, like, that will never happen for you. Just don't even think about it. You know? And now she's like, wait, I can, though? Yeah, you can. If you want that life, you can have it. You know? So it's kind of nice, I guess. Just don't force me into babies. Don't pop up any babies in any, like, finale bullshit, okay? I hate that shit. But I don't mind her thinking about it. Anyway. Anyway, but I don't have to think that way anymore. I can have those hopes and dreams, just like everyone else. Exactly. Having lived my whole life, not knowing the warmth of family, it was the most distant and unreachable happiness I could think of. I mean, the thing is you have to think of the people around you as your found family. You know what I mean? But I get, you know, so. That came true. I can have a family of my own. Have a family of your own. Look at our boyfriends. Oh, now she's imagining a family with Benkei. Oh, girl.
Piggyback ride? It's so high up here.
Told you. Didn't we say this when we were at that scene? Like, oh, good God, her uterus is like eyeballing this man now. Like, he'd make a great dad. And oh, now it's coming back full circle. It took a long time to slap her upside the fucking head, but this is exactly where it was going.
You sure are strong, mister.
You two are light. I think we could even go for a little run like this. Enkei's face and the fatherly, dependable smile he wore on that day when playing with the children appeared in my mind. And that warm, friendly smile turned to face me. What am I thinking? I don't even know what Benkei thinks of me. How could I be thinking things like this? I love it. Wait, what? I have a crush on him? Girl, you've been falling for a long time. More than that, I don't even know how I feel about him. I mean, of course I care about him, but, again, how many times has she said in this so far the most important person to her? Maybe just that once, but still. The more I thought about it, the hotter my face became. What am I thinking? My skin was burning and I felt uncomfortable. I pushed myself out of bed to get some air, and then I heard a noise that instantly brought me back to the present. I focused my attention on the noises coming from outside the room. Who goes there? Oh, Takatsuna. Okay, I was... Lord Spacey, it's me! Is it Takatsuna? It's me! Who's me? Me! No, I'm me! No, you're you! I'm me! No, you're you! I'm me! That goes on for about an hour. No, it's you! It's really you! Takatsuna, why are you... Are you sure you're okay to stand? I heard you're recuperating from a terrible injury. What's so bad you weren't even able to move? Well, I'm fine. Where on earth did you hear that? But first, what's with you? You're armed to the teeth and your clothes and armor are all torn apart. That's right. We've been in a terrible battle. We finally beat Yoshinaka's army and liberated Kyoto just hours ago. So yeah, Benkei's like, nope, everything's fine. I'll be right back. You've been going down there a lot. Yeah, so okay, this is kind of exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I didn't think they were fighting the battle, but I definitely knew some shit was up. Yoshinaka was still being a tool down there, and Benkei just didn't want to tell us. Yeah. He's recovering from a terrible, terrible injury, and we've been fighting in the mountains and shit like that with Benkei. And they all think we're half dead. What does everyone else think? Oh, they think you're all dead too. That's true, because was Shungen ever here? No, it was Benkei and Kakunichi. They were the only two that were here, weren't they? Why do I feel like Shungen was here? But we haven't seen him since. So no, I don't think he was. Huh. Interesting. So Benkei's been hiding us. Ooh, she's gonna be a little bit mad about that. I understand that you were trying to protect me, but also the fuck, buddy. What the fuck? So, you did what? What? Are you saying my brother's attacked his own cousin and invaded Kyoto? Why would he do such a thing? Haven't you heard about what's been going on in Kyoto? After driving out the Heikei and entering the capital of Kyoto, Yoshinaka's army has been rampaging their way through the city. Are you saying that Lord Yoshinaka's arrival didn't bring peace to the city? The opposite, in fact. Yoshinaka's army was looting and destroying everything. It made life terrible for the people there. We actually thought the Heikei might have been better. Seriously, though. And the devastation was so appalling that Emperor Go Shirakawa ordered Lord Yoritomo to overthrow Lord Yoshinaka. You knew what was going to happen, and it's still kind of absurd, the infighting. And you're like, I mean... You knew because of Noritsune's route, but... We came from... Kamakura. God, I don't know why my brain was like... No, that's an M. We came from Kamakura as soon as we received word from His Highness. Shungen, Suganobu, and the others were in Kyoto, and they were helping us from the inside. Oh, that's true, because they joined his army. Oh, fuck. It's not at all what Benkei told me. He told me the people of Kyoto were prospering under Lord Yoshinaka. No, no, no! I quickly dressed myself, grabbed my sword, and took off for Kyoto. Where are you going, Lord Spacey? I've got to see it with my own eyes. Be careful, there might be remnants of Yoshinaka's army in the city. I shook off Takatsuno's voice and sped down the dark mountain road. All the people of Kyoto were suffering while I was living comfortably here in Kurama. What's wrong with me? You were lied to, so, like, how are you supposed to know? Why would Benkei lie to me? That's the important question. Not what's wrong with you, it's why did he lie to you? The city of Kyoto was devastated beyond recognition. Soldiers were scattered on the ground, bleeding. Black smoke billowed. Destroyed houses engulfed in illuminating flame. Run! Yoshinaka's army's here! Run! Please stop! This is our house! This is all we have! Shut up! If you don't want to get killed, stay back! Or have you forgotten the favor we did you when we drove out the Enkei? Drove the Enkei out, sorry. We've been defeated by Lord Yoritomo, but there's no way I'm leaving Kyoto empty-handed, so hand over what you got! Oh. Unleash the beast girl. Oh no, please, somebody help us! Those bastards! Is this what Yoshinaka's soldiers are like? They're no different than the Heikei. I'd like to point out they're probably worse. Just FYI. Because the Heikei kind of made everyone scared, but they didn't light the whole fucking city on fire. Maybe back in the early days of the war. Maybe. Okay. But, like, I'm just saying. When you were hanging out in Kyoto, living on Mount Kurama, was the city always on fire? No. Okay. And the Heikei ruled the city at the time? But it wasn't on fire, right? Okay. I'm just saying. Just, look. The Heikei are douchebags. But, like, Yoshinaka's worse because he's lighting the city on fucking fire. And, like, treating everyone that's been forced to live under Heikei rule as if they're the problem. Hey, I didn't choose this, motherfucker. I just live here. Okay? Like... And just what's Yoshinaka's army done for us? Your rampaging has caused us nothing but trouble. Oh, Guy, brave. You are a brave soul. You need to put those balls away, buddy. Yeah, that's right. We would have been better off with the Heikei. You kind of were, not gonna lie. What the hell did you just say to me? You're trying to make me feel bad? No point in keeping ungrateful pigs like you around then. Somebody help! Wait! Ah! That was fun. Enkei! What the hell? You are part of the Yoshinaka army! You traitor! That's right. But my loyalty lies with the people of this city. I won't allow you monsters to hurt anyone else. Yoshinaka's army is finished. Do not pile on any more misdeeds than you already have. Leave gracefully. Or die. Or I will cut you down. Well, basically. Leave peacefully or die. And then he said it for me. Hello. Damn you! You gotta be kidding me! Yeah! Seriously? The man's twice your size, buddy. I'm just saying. Again, and the two of you compared to fucking Benkei, not helping. Not gonna matter. Benkei, after defeating the Yoshinaka soldiers, Benkei made eye contact with me. His face was heavy with guilt, as it should be. Bad dog. No treats for you. Still love you. It's your bad boy. But I have to tell my bird when he poops in the wrong place. Bad boy! No, I still love you, but just bad. My lord, you've come to Kyoto. Benkei, what the hell is going on here? Why is Kyoto on fire? On fire? Pretends. Why did you hide all this from me? I'm sorry. I don't want you to apologize. I want you to tell me why you lied to me, Benkei. Why didn't you tell me the truth? Why did you look at me with such a pained face when you saw me here? More than frustration, confusion clutched at me. Excuse me? Are you two alright?
Yes, we're fine. It's just a personal matter. More importantly, are you two hurt?
Yes, all thanks to you. How could we ever repay you, Lord Benkei?
There's no need to thank me, but it isn't safe for you to remain here. The fire may soon spread this way.
I see. Then I guess we'll have no choice but to leave our home behind and hope for the best. I'm sorry, my love.
I know this is difficult, but as long as you both escape with your lives, you can start over. Everyone is evacuated to the edge of town. I will accompany you in case we run into more of Yoshinaka's army.
Thank you! Thank you for everything you've done for us!
Let's get out of here first. We can talk after we get them to safety.
Alright. It's just a lover's quarrel! A big bear of a man, and I guess we're the twink? Everyone's like, you look kind of girly. Rude, but true. We took the couple to the outskirts of the city, where many of the townspeople were taking refuge in the shadows. We've been here before with Noritsune. I mean, this is exactly kind of what, very similar.
The fire won't reach this far, and we've defeated most of Yoshinaka's army. I know it's hard, but please be patient.
Well, we were here with the Heike, though. In a similar situation, I guess. What? Why did this have to happen to us? I thought that with the Heike gone, we could finally live in peace. But thanks to Lord Benkei, our lives were spared. We all just have to work together to rebuild. Right, as long as we've got our lives, we can always rebuild. I know it's multiple townspeople, but they all have basically the same voice, because I can never tell when it flips back and forth, because it just says Kyoto Townsperson. It doesn't say Townsperson 1, Townsperson 2, you know? Thank you, Lord Benkei. I'm just going to pretend it's one guy who speaks for everyone, and he just talks to himself. One by one, they all express their gratitude to him. Just that one guy with multiple personalities. Enkei, did you gather all these people here? The couple you were talking to spoke as if they knew you. Yes, Lord Benkei's been protecting us from Yoshinaka's army all this time. Okay, we'll flip back and forth, put on one woman.
This time too, when he heard that Yoritomo's army planned to attack, he told everyone in town and they led us all to safety. No, your words are far too much. I couldn't stop Lord Yoshinaka's abuses or battle against Lord Yoritomo. All I could do was try to reduce the collateral damage.
Still, there are many of us who live because of your actions. Thank you. Aww. Like, also thanks for stealing all those Heike swords. I mean, they just got other ones from the armory, but whatevs. Still think that's so funny. We parted ways with them and headed back to the deserted town. The houses were in disrepair, but there were few townspeople.
We evacuated most of them before Yoritomo's army could invade. And they have their lives, yes, but rebuilding from this will be a very long, hard road. It was the best I could do.
Enkei, this whole time you were hiding all this from me. You were helping the people of Kyoto?
And that's right.
Why? Want to know the truth? You didn't have to do it alone! You're like, you didn't have to do it alone! But, we'll see. You didn't have to do it alone. Yay, good for me. I'm pretty good at picking out Benkei answers. Oh, opening his flower a little. Oh, so dirty! I kind of mean it too sometimes. You're like, oh, opening his flower. You're like, yeah, no, you're like, oh, it's going to sound slightly inappropriate. It sounds way more inappropriate than it should. While you were working so hard protecting people, I was relaxing up at Kurama. Do you know how terrible that makes me feel?
My lord,
I wanted you to tell me the truth. I could have worked hard with you to protect everyone. You didn't have to do this alone.
I knew you would say that. And that's why I knew I couldn't tell you. I didn't want to cause you any more pain.
And yet you lied to me and therefore caused me pain. I kind of feel like... No. It's a nice attempt, but seriously, Benkei, come on.
Oh. The brutality of Yoshinaka's army after entering Kyoto was fierce. Originally, I joined Yoshinaka's army in order to save your life. But after you escaped, I left the army and ran around trying to keep them at bay.
I'm hoping Shungen, Suganobu, and Tadanobu did the same instead of being like, yeah, I guess these are our orders, we'll have to kill people. They were like, fuck that shit! I mean, Takatsuna did say they were all working from the inside to help our brother, so.
When the Emperor ordered the expulsion of Yoshinaka, a messenger from Yoritomo's army came and told us of his plan to invade.
How do you know we didn't jump ship and abandon you, Yoritomo? Huh, bro? Yorito, bro?
Shungen, the Sato brothers, and the others returned to Yoritomo's army, well aware that we alone could not defeat Yoshinaka. It's not just Yoshinaka. There are reports that the Heike are once again gathering strength and plan to retake Kyoto. Yoritomo's army was scrambling under the radar to counter them both. I stayed in the town and made arrangements to mitigate the damage to the people.
Aw. I didn't know one ever come see me.
I told them that you were injured when you were captured by the Heike, and that you were still recuperating.
I mean, technically I was injured. It was a mental injury, an emotional one. But, you know, still, those count, thanks. You may not be able to see the mental and emotional injuries, but they still fucking exist, and they still suck.
But if you're here, that means...
Takatsuna came to see me, told me everything.
I see.
Enkei looked at me painfully.
I should have never lied to you, my lord. I didn't want you to have to fight anymore.
What do you mean?
I saw your tears. That night when you were weeping in the river, crying out with all your heart and soul.
That's actually kind of sweet, though. He's like, I didn't want to hurt you, so you lied to me to not hurt me? Yeah, because you were crying and it made me sad. Oh, actually kind of sweet. I mean, you can't be mad at him. You know exactly he was lying to protect us. You know what I mean? So,
I'll never forget that sight, my lord. It haunts me to this very day.
You know what haunts me? Shit that Tomomori tried to do to me. Doesn't haunt me, but her, me, you know.
I knew that when I held you in those arms, in these arms.
Wow, I'm like, those arms? I was thinking the river, and then it said arms, and it was just, okay, anyway.
I knew that when I held you in these arms, no matter how strong you are still only human.
You have seen my demon dragon powers, right? Just demon powers, whatever, weird powers, I don't know. The dragon thing we're going to hold on to forever, just because of that was an awesome several days worth of like, what the fuck? Can I figure this out? Still funny. Enkei reached out his hands. His warm, large palms cut my shoulders.
And before you were a child of Genji, you were just a sweet little girl like any other.
Nah, I kind of was born and went straight into monkhood, so.
How much weight have these shoulders of yours already had to bear? I thought I knew what I was doing, but I didn't think things through.
Hey.
I don't want you to have to fight like that anymore. I don't want to see you hurt and trembling like that ever again. I was hoping you could stay away from the war and live peacefully in Kurama, your home.
Never live peacefully without you, Benkei. Girl, she's not gonna say it. She's thinking it, deep down, somewhere. His eyes, filled with sorrow, stared directly at me. Benkei. Are we getting a flashback or a CG? Flashback, okay.
Classic Benkei, honest to a fault. You're not able to get anything past your lord, are you? It's not in my nature to hide things.
You said it was not in your nature to hide things! Like, you know how hard this was for me to lie? I'm not good at it. After all, he told me it's not in his nature to hide things. Everything he did because he was thinking of me. I could feel Benkei's heartache. He had accepted and supported me through everything thus far. I know, like, you're not going to stay mad at him. You might be mad now, like, why did you lie? And he's like, I didn't want you. You were sad and you were hurting, and you should just take a break, goddammit. And you're like, that's actually really cute. He'd be mad at you. I mean, you knew we weren't going to stay mad at him. Come on. You lied to protect me. You bottled your guilt, hiding it from everyone. All for me? Just the thought of it made my chest tighten. Hey, why do you feel the way you do? The fact that you care so much about me, I don't think I've ever met anyone who cares about me so strongly and deeply.
All right, this is where we're gonna be. Yeah, and we're gonna gloss over the love. Okay. My lord.
But that's exactly why I placed my hand over Benkei's and gently squeezed them. It's exactly why I can't just run away.
But
I was thinking about all this too. I thought that maybe I could live a warm, normal, quiet life. Yeah, later, just not now. I even had a dream that I could build a family with you.
well, she didn't say that out loud, but like the fact that she's admitting it to herself instead of being like, let's just pretend that didn't happen.
But I cut off my words and looked around. The city of Kyoto, ravaged by the tyranny of the powerful and burned by the flames of war. Looking at the state of things, I realized that would only ever be a fleeting dream. Well, later, when the war's over, it's fine. I'm standing up now, so we never have to see a scene like this once again.
Yes.
The flashback CG. Flashback. A world where the weak are oppressed by the powerful. A world where the smiles of young children are stolen. A world like that is wrong, and I'll spare nothing to right these wrongs. I will use these hands, this sword, and the blood of my father, the blood of the Genji, to achieve that goal. Well, we don't know that we have the blood of the Genji. Can we? We don't know whose blood we got, but whatevs.
My lord.
That is my fate, and you've sworn to go with me as far as you can, right? I told you before, your Seigan is the same as mine, and that shared wish has always guided and encouraged me. You've always believed in me, even when I couldn't believe in myself. You were always by my side. Enkei, I want to be the person you believe I am.
My lord.
Enkei, I want us to face our destiny together. To walk together, fight together, and to make our dream come true together. We can do it, because what's in our hearts is the same. Isn't that right, Benkei Musashibo?
Oh. Exactly, my lord.
I lost my way, and it led you to suffer. I'm sorry for that. But I'm okay now, and I won't ever lose sight of our goals again. I mean, I just feel like she's flashback. Like, I lost sight of my goals and the trauma that I dealt with. It's okay to take a moment to feel the trauma and get back. Like, okay. You don't have to bottle that shit up. Like, girl, it was fine. You just, but Benkei should have questioned you before. Like, are you okay? Here's the thing that's happening, but I don't want you to worry because I saw this and the blah, blah. But, like, we could have had this conversation earlier. But I'm just saying, being like, I'm sorry I lost focus and was dealing with my personal traumas. I think you're allowed to deal with your personal trauma. Let's just be okay with this, okay? Just girl, all right. You needed a minute, and he gave you 10. Fine. Anyway. My desire is to protect the people I care about, the people I love, and that'll never, ever change. So I'm okay. No matter how hard it gets, I won't get lost again. I promise.
She did have a complete emotional breakdown for that moment. But, like, still, again, warranted, justified.
But remember, Benkei, I do not live to be protected. I live to protect. That's who your lord is.
So sexy. That's who your lord is. Me.
Nice.
My lord. I have been foolish. I was trying to make you happy, but I wasn't thinking about what you wanted. You're not just some girl who needs to be protected. You've struggled through the darkness, only to come out the other side kinder and stronger than you were before. And I'll always be drawn to you for that, and drawn to your beautiful spirit.
Enkei kneeled and looked up at me.
You've told me that we should aim for the same future together, and you've chosen me to be your champion in your path. I've never known such joy.
That is a weird proposal. I mean, it's not really, but you know what I mean? Like,
some weird romancy talk we're having. It's not supposed to be romancy, but it kind of is underneath, but it's also a little odd.
I was flabbergasted by the intensity of his gaze. Enkei grasped my hand with both of his and mouthed a silent prayer.
And the heart that shines for others, That's the heart I promised to protect.
See, that's romantic.
In this life and the next, until this soul is spent, I will be by your side. Whichever road you travel, I shall follow.
Again, if you don't marry this man, it's going to be really awkward when you're going on your honeymoon and Benkei's just with you. I told her I'd always protect her and follow her everywhere she goes. And your husband's like, could you? This is odd. Does he have to stay in the same room with us? But that's why we're going to marry him in this route, so that doesn't get awkward, you know.
Loyalty throughout eternity. I promise I will never leave your side.
Benkei's vows, spoken straight to me, made my heart tremble.
Yeah, just your heart, I'm sure.
Right. We're in this together, Benkei.
Yes, sir.
Just then I heard the whines of a horse. The whine of a horse. I turned my eyes, and there they were. Our friends? Yay, our friendos! We're overtime, but like, what else?
Ishana, I'm so glad to see you. You're alive.
I don't really know what I expected from Kakatoki, but somehow this actually...
You're alive?
Ow. Pronouns. With that fucking look on his face. It's just his only face, but it's just that... Oh. This game's funny. Anyway. Shungen! Sir Kakatoki!
Oh, it's so good to see you again. How are you feeling?
Oh, fine. I'm sorry for worrying you all, but I'm fine now.
You're a little late, aren't you, Lord Spacey? The war's already over. Yoshinaka's army's been destroyed. I'll destroy you, old man!
I love this asshole so much. He just makes me angry. But like the funny kind of angry when he shows up and you're like, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass! And you just can get a little bit of aggression out and you're like, yeah, no, it feels good. Thanks for existing for me to like, just want to punch so hard in your face. You know? But that you could laugh about afterwards. So there's people that make you so mad. You're like, I'm so mad! And it just makes you angrier because you can't punch them in the face. Just the thought of punching him in the face makes me feel better. He's such a douche. I see. So my brother will be protecting Kyoto from now on then?
Of course. Lord Yoshinaka was unable to rule the capital. Only my lord, the true leader of the Genji clan, can do the job. Alright, now my brother and I are gonna have to throw down. After I punch this old man in the face. But this isn't the end. The Heikei who have fled to the west still live. Indeed, there are still many in the west who still side with the Heikei. With their aid, the Heikei are rebuilding their army. It won't be long before they threaten to retake Kyoto.
But the war's over, so I'm just gonna go, peace out, back to Hiraizumi with my friends. Good luck with that. Hope they don't kill y'all. I'm just saying, the 5 of us took down an entire fucking thing. Where the hell were these assholes? I'm just saying. Just where were they? They weren't anywhere. So fuck you. You may think you're awesome because you did this one little battle without me, but like, bitch! I'm awesome. But we're rolling out now. Autobots assemble! We're leaving! We're getting out of here. They've rebuilt that quickly?
Indeed. We must make haste to prepare for battle with them. In war, there's never enough time.
You just said the war was over. Hello? Did we not? Did he say the battle? Whatever. Doesn't matter.
And what will you do? You're not going to fight, you'll just be in the way. You might as well run back to Mount Kurama.
Hey! I was recovering from emotional trauma! I wouldn't expect you to understand! Dick! You probably caused some women some emotional trauma. Just saying. Asshole. He's such a snot-nosed twat, isn't he? Spacey, just punch him! Throat punch him.
You're just one soldier after all. With or without you, the result of this war will not change.
You look at Benkei and he's like, yeah, teach this guy a lesson. High five! Whip out the demon dragon powers on him. I intend to return to Yoritomo's army, sir. Ishana, are you sure?
You're like, fuck yeah! I got this, motherfucker!
I returned Shungen's caring gaze with a firm nod of my head. Well, they all think we were, like, deathly injured, and Benkei's like, she's just emotionally stressed. We're fine. I'm gonna take all the emotional turmoil and angst and anger, And I'm gonna kick some fucking ass. And then I'm gonna make out with Tomomori a little bit, and then I'm gonna punch him in the face. Because he's kind of a dick. I'm not gonna kill him, though. I can't do that. I love him too much. Don't worry, Shungen. I'm resolved to see things through to the end. I see.
Well, sue yourself. I'll inform my lord of this. Now that you're back, make yourself useful and don't get captured again. What? You know what? You fight Shigehira, and you live to tell the tale. You know what? I lived. He will kill you. There is a part of me that just wants Shigehira to, like, go fucking batshit on Sir Kakatoki, and then him to be like, that guy's fucking insane, and you're like, thanks. The only reason you're alive is because we saved your ass. Fuck you, buddy. What an asshole. He's such a dick. God damn. Our brother's an asshole, too, you know it. Yes, sir. I understand. No, I need to sass back. Girl, I'm needing to report back to my brother. Sir Kakatoki took Shungen and left. As they rode away, Shungen kept looking back at me, but I didn't say a word. My lord. I smiled back at Benkei's quiet voice. It's okay, Benkei. I fight with my own will. I decided firmly to return to war, but my mind was calm. If the Heikei return, the world will fall to chaos again. We can't allow that to happen. Let's defeat the Heikei once and for all this time. Let's free the people of this world from their suffering. Yes, my lord. I will follow you wherever you go. The next thing I knew, we were holding hands. Benkei looked straight at me, nodding vigorously. And for me, that was enough. It gave me the courage to continue on the tough road ahead. Aww. On that night, the bond between us became stronger than ever. If Benkei's with me, I will not fear anything, no matter how hard the road ahead may be. I vowed to myself that I'd never let go of his hand. Oh, are we in chapter 11 now? Ooh, bitch! Alright, chapter 11 is, I think that's the last chapter? Oh no, there's 12 chapters. Okay, so never mind. I thought there was only 11, but there's 12. I forgot. So, we have several more parts to go. I was thinking like at least like 1 or 2, but we probably have like 2 to maybe 3, depending on how fast we get through chapter 11. But anyway, yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.